The YWCA of Northwest Georgia has a rich history here in our community. We've been here since 1917, and we've done a wide array of things, from sending packages over to the soldiers during World War I, World War II. We were involved in the civil rights movement. We did different activities here, mostly for women and children. We had the first indoor pool in Cobb County. But I believe when we opened the first domestic violence shelter in the state of Georgia a little over 30 years ago, it set our path to where we are today, which is to provide services to victims of domestic violence and sexual assault.
When I first got involved, the Y financially was really trying to identify who they were and who they were really trying to serve. At that point, we still had a swimming pool and some other things in the organization that didn't necessarily fit the mission of the organization and were a financial drain.
We had to make some very bold decisions, like closing the pool. I mean, this pool had been here since 1962, so it was part of the community, and that was a tough decision to make, but it was losing money.
Well, initially it kind of hit a little close to home because I was actually baptized in that pool.
We decided to launch a $7.1 million capital campaign in 2009, which was probably some of the worst economic times that we have seen in quite some time, but it was important to our clients.
We all thought as a board and that it was important that we move forward, and that it was important enough that if we went out there and explained our mission and our purpose correctly, that people would give.
But what's amazing is because we took the phased approach, we will be able to finish the building without debt. The board felt very, very strong that our legacy was not to leave this organization in any way, shape, or form in any type of long-term debt.
So we have fully renovated the building that was built in the 1960s, where the pool was. We now have 12 transitional apartments that are 2-bedroom, 1-bath, that the women and children can live in for up to 2 years while they continue to live a violence-free life and become self-sufficient. And then we have more state-of-the-art counseling. We have a child therapy room. So we do a lot of outreach in the community to clients that were victims of domestic violence or sexual assault who can come to counseling for free as long as they need it. So the board has been instrumental in making the decision to launch the capital campaign in 2009, begin the fundraising, and do it very strategically and set it up into phases so we could stop and start as the money was raised.
I love that we are a very diverse group of people, because I think we spur each other on. I have sat on other boards that everybody was kind of like, yeah, the rubber stamp, let's keep moving, let's get out of here. Well, let me tell you what, this is not that board.
I think that was another bold move that the board made. When I came here, we're an all-female board. Predominantly across the YWCAs across the country, it's predominantly female-driven. I personally, as well as our board, felt it was very important to have men involved for a couple of different reasons. One, to help carry our message that it is not acceptable to abuse or sexually assault women.
That's one of the reasons why I got involved, because I'm sitting there saying, well, you know, what's wrong with the men in our community? Let's face it. We're the ones causing the problem for the most part. Not always, but for the most part, men are the seed of the problem when you're talking about domestic violence, especially sexual assault.
They also have a sub-organization called the Wise Guys that is part of the board. They are out there really working to see how they can get into the high schools and get the message out to other men on a subject that most men will never want to talk about.
We learn a lot from each other, and gosh knows I've learned a lot about domestic violence.
It has been an evolution. We have worked hard in the last 3 years to have a board of directors that are actively engaged.
We all have our own opinions, we all have our own way of doing business, but at the end of the day, we all want what is best for the community. And I think because of our diversity and our very strong values and opinions, I think we come up with some great answers.
The board has been instrumental in helping to rebrand the organization for the community to really understand who we are and the vital role that we are providing in the services that we offer to those who come to us.